Good morning. When this video comes out, it's going to be day 77 of Project Houston 245. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to drop Colin off at the Borders because unfortunately he's not going to be traveling with us. Heidi and I are going to go to St. Louis to visit my family for the Thanksgiving holiday. And while I'm there, I'm going to be doing a Turkey Trot 5K, same one I did last year. There's a video for that. But that one will be tricky because I'm doing a workout today. Right now I'm doing this intro on Tuesday, and it's going to be a hill workout, up hills and down hills, really going to thrash the legs. The 5K itself is pretty hilly and it's going to be pretty cold. And then on the weekend I've got a long run that's going to have some pace mixed in as well. So there's going to be 3 workout days in this week, a little bit less mileage but higher intensity. And yeah, 11 weeks into the training plan by the time this video airs. So there will be 7 weeks left until Houston. About ready to get into the specific phase in a couple weeks here, where we're really focusing on race pace. But I'm gonna go ahead and use that to set up the video. Also let you guys say hi to Con since he won't be traveling with us. Yeah, I know, buddy. All right, Chesterfield Turkey Trot. Here is the gear flat lay, and it's going to be a different course this year, actually in a different location, farther away from where I am staying at my mother's place. And it's going to take me a 5-mile run to get there and a 5-mile run to get back with a 5K in the middle. So it'll be more of a tempo effort. I'm going to wear a Reckless Running singlet. I will have these Gooder Bolt G sunglasses. I'll be wearing some ear warmers because it'll be cold. Cheap cotton gloves. That's the most I do because, you know, I don't need fancy gloves to keep me warm. There's my watch, there's my GoPro. I'll have some hot hands in the cotton gloves that I'll probably get rid of. It'll be about freezing temperature. These Pearl Izumi short tights. I don't need the Rabbit Speedsters because I don't need that many pockets for this race. I'll have one goo to take before the start. In Gingy no-show toe socks, and I'm going to be wearing the HOU245 Rocket X2 for this one, just because I haven't worn it in a while and I want to run fast in it. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. I am on my way to the Chesterfield Turkey Trot. Just left my mother's house in Chesterfield, Missouri. It is a brisk 31 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about -1 Celsius. So it's sub-freezing, and I have a 5-mile run to get to the race. So it should be enough time to warm up, and then a 5-mile run after the race to get back home to my mom's house. So it'll be a nice long day. We'll see what this new route is. I don't know if it's flat, if it's hilly, if it's gonna be windy, because right now it feels a little bit windy. But happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful to be out here running. Now that I'm crossing over the interstate here, I can say that it is definitely very windy today. This will make it a challenging day for me. Okay, so the GoPro died. I guess it doesn't do well in the freezing temperatures because this happened last year at the CRC trail race in January. Anyway, I'm at the race venue. I've run exactly 5 miles from my mother's house to get here, and it's cold and it's windy. It's going to be a challenging day. Anyway, here are the t-shirts from the previous years of this Turkey Trot. This is the 25th annual Turkey Trot, so it's a lot of history here in Chesterfield. This is the first one I ran. this blue one, the 16th annual, and I did it pretty much every year since. This whole bottom row here, I might have missed one of them. This is 2020 right here. Of course, they have just the mask instead of the t-shirt because that was the COVID year, so nothing was going on. And then this year's shirt, well, I'm not wearing it obviously, but you'll see it when I get home. Probably not going to get any race footage. Oh, there's this year's shirt right there. It's cool. Probably not going to get any race footage because the GoPro's dead and I really hate running with the phone. So I'll talk to you guys after the race. All right, I just finished 6th overall. Windy race. 17:56 is about what the clock said when I ran through. I think I stopped my watch at 58, which was a couple seconds after I came through the finish line. I'll await official results, but it was just under 18 minutes. My watch read a 3.09 mile course, so I mean I call that close enough to 3.1 miles. The GPS seemed like it might have been a little bit off in some places where it said I was running low 6s and I know I was running high 5s. So I think it's a pretty solid sub 18. People are still coming in. It was a much flatter course than in years past, but also a lot windier. And I did have about 6 miles of warm-up. So I'm not going to hang around for my awards. They'll mail them out. I got to run 5 miles back home. See you guys later. All right, I've had a shower and I've had breakfast, and I'll just do a quick recap on Shoe Talk. The Turkey Trot 5K, 25th annual Chesterfield Turkey Trot 5K. The winner, Michael, this is his 23rd time consecutively running this race, and I think he's won every one of those. He's 42 years old and ran a 16:04. I was indeed 6th place, and my official time was 17:56. It was windy out there. It was flat, fast, but it was windy. If there were no wind, I would have been flirting with a PR possibly, or certainly would have been in the 1740s. But yeah, there was a large athletic complex with lots of baseball and football fields and lots of greenways surrounding it. So other than a few turns in the first mile, it was pretty straight and pretty fast. There was one hill leading up to the 2nd mile mark. Oh, no mile markers either. I had to just kind of go by distance on my watch. There was one hill leading up to the 2nd mile mark that was into the wind. That was kind of tough. But the last kilometer was smoking fast because we had the wind at our backs that time, and it was on a flat, freshly black-topped greenway. And then with a right turn with the last 0.1 miles that you could just sprint into the finish. And I knew when I got within half a mile of the finish that I was going to be flirting with sub 18, so I was really able to crank it down there. So very happy with that. Only got passed by one person, passed a whole lot of people in the first mile. There was a guy who passed me in the last kilometer who was 20 years old, wearing a Duke University track and field shirt, and I think he was probably just out there doing a workout in his Nike Invincibles. So I couldn't begrudge him that, but other than that, I held my place pretty well and just felt good opening up in the last mile. Shoe Talk. Hoka Rocket X2. I love this shoe. This was at one time going to be my marathon shoe for the Chicago Marathon last year until the Saucony Endorphin Elite came around. But this is still one of my favorite race shoes and workout shoes. And I've worn it for half marathons. I've considered it for marathon. I've worn it for 10K. And now I've worn it for 5K. And I can run a sub 18 5K in it. I don't know how many miles I have in it, close to 100. It's holding up pretty well. This is my high wear area right here. Some of that rubber outsole is wearing down, but there's a significant amount of outsole there. It is slightly heavier than a lot of the other race models. In my size, it comes out to about 7.7 ounces, and I'll put the grams up on the screen. But it runs lighter than it is, and this is just a very bouncy blend of PIBA. And considering I ran over 6 miles before the race, and then I ran the race at, a sub 550 pace, and then ran 5 miles home and still felt good in the shoe after a pretty long 14 and a half miles. then I still love this shoe. I don't think there's an update for 2025 because they are updating the Hoka Cielo X1, but this is still a shoe that I would recommend to anyone who wants a good all-around race performer. All right, that's my shoe talk. We'll get on to the rest of the week now. Hello and good morning. It is Sunday, long run day, and Heidi and I have made it back into North Carolina. We are home after the Thanksgiving holiday. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do my long run, which will be close to 18 miles. And toward the end of that, I'm going to throw in some what I call sandwich sets, which is where I'll do a pair of strides and then I'll do some prolonged marathon pace. When I say prolonged, I don't mean long. I mean like 12 minutes. And then some more stride sets, and then some more marathon pace, and then some more strides. During the support phase of the marathon training, which is the middle phase, I am sprinkling in some marathon pace, as well as some other paces, but it's mainly focused on some of the other metabolic zones like the LT, the threshold zone, and the VO2 max zone. And all of that will be maintained throughout the rest of the plan, but as we get into the specific phase in a couple weeks, it's going to really focus on race pace and race adjacent pace. So after today's long run, I will just kind of do a recap of the week, including the runs that you haven't seen, aside from the Turkey Trot, and we'll do another shoe talk with the shoes that you haven't seen as well. Done the first couple of strides, about to dip into the first section of marathon pace here in about 20 seconds. And I gave John and Anthony some space because I'm going to be running a little bit faster pace, so it'll be kind of a pursuit run. Marathon pace, shooting for about 6:20 right now for the next 11 and a half minutes. We'll see if we catch them. Well, I'm getting closer, but I'm running a little faster than target, so I'm gonna back it off. Got another 10 minutes left in this rep. How are you guys doing?
Good. I was just telling John you're doing a good job. Back business is a rabbit. Just
I had to slow down a little bit. Don't do that in a race day. And time. Nice. 1 minute recovery. All right. Just started the second marathon pace block, which will have a good kilometer or 3/4 of a mile-ish of this gentle flat down, but then I'll have about 1,000 meters of climb going up the Irma Hill. Time to climb. Here we go. Time. So we're in the last half mile of our long run. Derek caught up with us. He was doing a longer segmented marathon pace. So nice to meet up again. Feeling pretty good for yet another 70-mile week. I've been maintaining 70 miles, 70 plus miles, between 70 and 80 for the past month now, maybe a little bit more. Gonna keep that rolling through the specific phase. All right, long run is done. I'm gonna do a recap of the week and talk about the shoes I wore. On Monday, I just did an easy recovery run. It was after a 20-mile run I had done on the Sunday before, and that was in the New Balance Rebel V4. Just wanted something light on my feet, but that was also still soft, and this is still a very good all-purpose shoe. I can run easy in it, I can run fast in it, and it's not going to weigh me down. This is close to the end of its life, but I'm going to run in it for as long as it still has life. Tuesday, I had downhill and uphill hill reps, where I did 6 sets of 90 seconds downhill at a VO2 max pace, then 1 minute rest, then 90 seconds uphill at a VO2 max pace. So 12 hill reps, 6 of them downhill, 6 of them uphill, and I wore the On Cloud Boom Zone for that one, which I am liking more and more the more I run in it. I still think it's overpriced, but I have it and I'm gonna run in it. And I think the Helion HF cushioning was really good cushioning for the downhills, but it was also really responsive and really poppy on the uphills. It was raining pretty hard during that workout, and this outsole served me pretty well in those wet conditions, much better than the Cloud Boom Strike. Wednesday was a recovery day, but it was a longer recovery day. I did about 10 miles at a recovery pace, and I wore the 361 degrees Elios, which I've been wearing as a recovery shoe or as a base day shoe. This combination, this blended supercritical EVA with PIBA blend in there is just, it's really bouncy and really good for those general base day runs. Could pick up in the pace if I wanted to, but didn't need to. And then on Thursday was the Chesterfield Turkey Trot with the long warm-up and long cool-down. I already talked about the Hoka Rocket X when I did the recap of that. Friday was 12 miles at a very easy recovery pace, which was at about an 8:30 per mile pace. And I was wearing the Asics Glide Ride Max for that, which was my travel shoe too, because I was still in Chesterfield, Missouri at that point. So I just wanted something that was good to wear during travel, good to wear at the airport. It was comfortable. It was a very cold day. It was 22 degrees. I guess that is, what, about -5 or -6 Celsius. And I was just out there, long time on foot in this shoe, and it felt comfortable. And then Saturday was a rest day. And then today, Sunday, I did my almost 18 miles, 17.77 mile long run with a little bit of strides and marathon pace on the back end in the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4, which is a great all-around shoe. I will be doing some long runs moving forward in more race-specific shoes because I will be doing a lot more marathon pace and marathon adjacent pace. But I didn't need that for today because most of today's run was at a base pace. So a good companion trainer was good for that, but still had some PIBA foam, Power Run BB, and that plastic plate for when I did want to pick up the pace at the end. And these are just a good all-around shoe. So that is my weekly recap and second shoe talk. Thank you for enjoying this installment of Project HOU245. This is day 77, and next week I will have a shoe review for you. So don't forget to like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, and I will see you on the next run. Thanks, guys.